What's up, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to emremercs. In today's video we're gonna be reviewing this Audi A3 35 TFSI Limousine from 2022. This specific model has the 1.5 liter 4-cylinder engine producing 150 horsepower and 250 newton meters of torque. This also has the LED head and tail lights, which also add up to the dynamic lights at the back. So as I said, 150 horsepower 4-cylinder, 250 newton meters of torque. And if you take a closer look at the engine, so here we can actually see the 1.5 liter 4-cylinder engine from Audi. This specific model also has a small electromotor, which adds up to the efficiency of the car, especially on the highway. This specific model is very fuel efficient. This model is also equipped with 18-inch alloy wheels. As we can see, it is kind of the S3 look, which look amazing in my opinion. Let's take a look at the back. So the back is not very spacious, as you can see. We do get 2 vents and 2 USB-C ports, which are nice, but it sucks that we don't have any form of storage at the back of the seats. If you take a look at the back, it is pretty spacious, as you can see, but it is a sedan, so you can't expect too much. Compared to the Sportback, I feel like it is pretty deep. If you take a look at the front, let's start the car. So we can see the climate control settings over here. We got the heated seats. We also have a drive select, which allows us to switch from auto to comfort to efficiency to dynamic, which is basically the sports mode of Audi. We're gonna stay on comfort for now. We also have the big virtual screen, which allows us to switch between different modes. So we have this map now. You can see our car right there with the date and the time. What's also cool is that we can switch the virtual cockpit into different modes. So we got the classic. This is the classic. We have dynamic, which looks like this. And we have the S Performance, which looks like this. And every mode actually has their own layout. We're gonna stick to classic for now. And overall, the interior looks very clean, especially those vents over here and the screen, which is tilted towards the driver. We got 2 USB ports here. We got some cup holders down here. We also have a place to store our key. Electric mirrors, heated mirrors, electric windows, obviously, lock system. We got our lights. Looking at the steering wheel, we also have our manual flippers. We have our cruise control, we have our little shifter, little knob, audio, and that is basically it. Let's go for a drive. Put it in drive, handbrake down, and let's go. I actually like the fact that we can see a little map over there in our virtual cockpit. So we also have a navigation option over here, so we can see the map. I honestly do prefer Apple CarPlay over this integrated Audi navigation system, but it is still cool to have. So speaking of the engine, as I said before, we're running a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder with 150 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque. This specific model is also equipped with a little electromotor, so especially when you're driving in the city, you can actually hear some electronic noises coming from the engine to basically support the engine and work on the fuel efficiency, which is pretty cool because you do not have to charge the car. It is not a plug-in hybrid, but it basically charges itself while driving, which is a pretty cool system. Inside the cabin, it is pretty low on the noise. I can barely hear the wind, noises on the outside, and the suspension feels good too. We will be trying the dynamic option as well, but driving in comfort mode actually feels comfortable. The suspension starting up from 0 to a certain speed actually goes very smooth. Seats are also very comfortable. You're not getting thrown around when making a turn, so that's also nice. We have an 80 road over here, so we could try to give the dynamic a shot. So you can see the drive mode switching to dynamic and also going into sports mode, S5 gear now. I can hear something happening in the suspension as well as driving on higher RPM compared to the comfort. I mean, at least it feels like it, because when I go in full gas now, yeah, that's pretty solid. Can't lie, it's pretty solid. Could actually give it another go. One other thing I notice is that the steering wheel is getting really tight now. So when going in comfort mode, the steering wheel is very light and easy to turn. But when switching to dynamic, it is the complete opposite of what's happening in comfort. So that is very interesting to see. In a lot of non-sports cars, because I would not call this a sports car. I mean, it looks like it, but it is not a real sports performance type of car. You can barely see the difference when you put the car in sports. But when you put this A3 in sports mode, you can actually feel and hear the difference in the dynamic mode. We could give it one last go. Yeah, that's solid. Oh my god, those roads suck, man. Holy crap. We could also give the 0 to 100 a go. Let's give it a go from 0 to 100. 3, 2, 1. You gotta keep in mind, this is a front wheel drive, so we do not have the Audi Quattro system. With this amount of power, you don't actually need that. I'd rather ask myself, do you need a four-wheel drive system in a car with a power output of 150 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque? I don't really think so. I think front-wheel drive does just fine. Especially on the highway, you can really keep up with the traffic around you, especially where I live, where the speed limit is 100 kilometers an hour. So it's more than enough. more than enough. We could also try some manual over here with the flippers. Works just how you would expect it to work. The pedals feel a little bit cheap, and they're also a little bit wobbly, I would say, because when touching it around you can actually hear it wobbling, but it does the job. I mean, you don't need really expensive flippers on a car like this. Overall, I would say a very, very solid car. But that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this Audi A3. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer as many of them. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications on new videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.